Hi everyone, thank you for joining us. Today I'd like to share with you this Barbie inspired gift box, or it could be a favour box. Now, as I said, inspired by the new Barbie film. Everyone's gone crazy for. I didn't use the hot pink, but of course if you did use hot pink rather than this sort of coral pink that I've used, you definitely have what would look like the Barbie doll box. And do you know what, this is absolutely everywhere at the moment, whether it's Barbie themed parties and celebrations all over social media. So I thought, let's create this and see how we can do that using some supplies that I've grabbed from CraftStash. Now, if you enjoy tutorials like how to make this box, please do subscribe to our CraftStash YouTube channel, and of course don't forget to give this video a thumbs up as well. Now let's get straight into the tutorial. So the items I'm going to be using for this fun gift box is, first of all, Simply Made Crafts, a special day stamp and die set. Now I'm going to be using the numbers in here to create the age for the recipient on there, or the number of the birthday. It could be anniversary or anything like that. Or of course you could use alphabet dies to create a name on the front. Then this is the die set for the main box. So this is again from Simply Made Crafts. It's the large shadow frame album box die set. This creates the box that we're making, but you can create it in any size, which is really good fun. So I'm going to show you how that works. I've already cut some of the pieces out, so that won't take too long. And then for decoration, I'm using the pattern papers from this Simply Made Crafts Moving Pages paper pack. I love this because there's lots of lovely pastel colours, but there's also some really nice bright colours in here too, and very summery. So let's get started. As I say, I have already pre-cut some things. So I've started off by cutting 4 of the shadow box frame pieces. Now these are 4 of the same pieces. You have all the score lines in there. 2 of them I'm going to leave at that height to create the height for our box. 2 of them I am going to cut down to size, but I'll do that in a moment. So to construct these, what you want to do is just fold along all of the score lines. You can use yourself something like a bone folder if you need to, just to secure and strengthen those lines. So you're just folding mountain folds for each of these, and that just means that they're going to all go in the same direction, kind of lifting up towards you as such. So one more, and they should all then fold round and bend round to fit into each other like so, so that you've then got a kind of box shape. So the first thing I'm going to do is glue this edge. Now I'm using the CraftStash bookbinding glue. I absolutely love this for anything 3D like this, anything that's dimensional. If you've got projects that are going to be needing to be held together really strongly, this is absolutely perfect. So just putting the glue along there, and you can see it grips straight away, which is brilliant. And then I can fold that out. So as you can see, we've kind of got our first box for the side of our box now, or our first frame for the side of our box. Now you've got one more tab at the top there, and that folds over, and this is then going to link into the next part. So we need to create 4 of these. Now I'm going to do, as I said, 2 this length, and then I'm going to cut 2 down for the shorter edges. Now if I bring my 2 long pieces together with one of the, what I'd call the straight edges, along with one of the hinged edges, just place these at right angles, you can see quite easily how they will fit together into a really nice corner. So I've got my 2 sides there, but I need to work out the length that I want this piece to be, incorporating this. So this will be the end. If I just fold this tab over, this will be one end, and then I need to work out how long I want this to be. Now this is going to be predetermined by my use of cardstock and making sure that I get as much out of a sheet as possible. So this is an A4 piece of cardstock, and I've actually cut this so that it's I get 4 sheets from 2 sheets, 4 pieces from 2 sheets. So it's A4 cut directly in half long ways there. The reason I've done 2 is just to strengthen the back. So I'm just going to take this up to my long strip here, And with either a pencil, a pen or a pokey tool, because we're marking on the inside, I'm just going to mark here where I'd like this one to come to. Then I'm going to trim both pieces. Now this is making it a long, slim box, but that's what I wanted for this one. If I feel like it, in a little while, I can actually trim these bits down as well. So what I'm going to do is construct my top pieces first, put these together, do a dry run, as Helen Griffin would call it, putting them together, and then decide whether or not I need to actually increase or decrease the length of these to make it look a little bit more like it's the right proportion. So now, like I say, what I would call a dry run, just slotting everything together. So then this will go into here like so. Just tuck the corner under the frame. And then lastly, if I just lift this up, because I also need to do the button. In fact, let's do it this way for you so you can see properly. Like I say, it is a dry run, so we're not gluing anything at the moment. You're just seeing the size of the box and whether we're happy with it or whether we'd like to just trim a little bit off of the straight ends of the long pieces. So tuck everything in, just about like so. That is actually not bad at all. I'm quite happy with that, albeit a little bit wobbly. And just check that these will also fit on the front. I know I need to cut the length down for these, but I think that will work really nicely as well. So I'm happy with that. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this together, and then I'm going to adhere 2 layers of this on the back there as well. So I'm going to attach those to the back, just 2 layers for strength. Now I need to cut myself an aperture into this front door, and I'm going to do that using a Creative Craft Products nesting die from the Slimline range. There's lots of different patterns you can use. I've just gone for a straight one, and I'm just going to use some spare low tack tape that I have to tape this down. Now I'm leaving a bigger part at the bottom because I'm going to put sort of my number here and some decoration and such, and I'm also going to wrap a ribbon around the middle, so I want some areas still to be seen. So I moved that up a little. I also have to bear in mind the width of the hinge here, so if I fold this in half, which is how it will be, I need to ensure that not too much, if any of that, is going to be seen between the edge of the card and the aperture there. And then lastly, we've also got some decorative strips that I've cut from that lovely pattern paper. That is also going to need to be seen. So all of these beared in mind, I've chosen this size die for my aperture. Now, because I did trim down 2 of the side pieces, these mats and layers that come with the set are going to be, 2 of them are going to be a little bit too long. So I'm going to put down first of all my long strips because I know they are the correct length, and then I'm going to cut the shorter strips down to the correct size to fit the top and bottom. Now the hinge needs to be folded in half and then glued along the length on one side of your window here. So I'm going to adhere this down first. There we go, just flip that over and make sure that you've got it correctly right up to the edge. Like so. It's easiest if you fold that in half, and then before I glue this down, I'm going to add some acetate over the front of, or rather over the reverse of this door that we've just created. Now I've got my acetate inside there, I can just glue the hinge here and adhere that. Now you can do this 2 ways. You can do it so that it's just folded completely over and glued to the top here, like so. Or you can open it slightly and you can glue it to the edge of the box. Now that will be seen there, but you may want to take one of the mats and layers like these and just pop that over the top like so. So it's really not going to be seen. I'm going to do it that way because I feel the door actually just folds a little bit flatter that way. A little bit easier to close. So I've used some of the strips there that come with the die set to just cover the outside of the box, make it look really cool, really funky. And then I'm going to put it on here. It's a number die, so it's going to be the number coordinating for the person whose party it is or who you're gifting it to. I think these would make fantastic favour boxes or table pieces. So I'm going to put a nice big number in the corner here. Now this font here is just perfect for the sort of number, the sort of font that I'm looking for. So I think we're going to go with, let's go with say 9. No reason, just let's see, there'll be one in here somewhere. And then we could go absolutely any age we wanted. So the 9 is a 9 and a 6. Now I'm going to adhere this number that I've die cut down onto some of the same pink cardstock that I've got here, and then I'm going to just trim around it using my small scissors, the sort of fussy cutting scissors, to give it a nice bold border. Now I'm going to use one of my Creative Craft Products paper packs, and this is the Rainbow Ombre one. So I'm going to take the yellow there, and I'm going to cut myself a few stars to go both at the bottom and at the top of the front of the box. So I want them quite bright, but they don't need to be as dark as this. So I love this because you've got the dark yellow, you've got the almost white, and you've got everything in between, so you can pick and choose sort of what colours your items are that you're die cutting. So just pop my sweeties inside the box there and close that up, and as you can see, because I used that hinge as I did, it does close nicely itself. But if you want to put some hook and loop, a magnet, something like that, or you could even pop double-sided tape there and just let them permanently open it up. But it's a really cool gift box. You could even, for a bit of fun, put a photo of someone stood inside there as well, kind of modelling the box if you want to. So there's a really, really fun kind of party favour or gift box that you can be creating. Everything I've used is available at CraftStash, and don't forget to check out, of course, all of our other videos on the CraftStash channel and drop us a subscribe at the time.